Danny Jacobs versus Erislandy Lara, man. I think this fight might happen in December because I don't see nobody in the 154 division fighting Lara. And if Lara really wants to get a Triple G shot, this is it. This is the fight because the WBA, Lara is the Super WBA at the 154 division. Danny Jacobs is the regular WBA in the middleweight division. So if Lara really wants that Triple G mega fight, this is the fight that has to go down first. And I know after, if whoever comes victorious, we'll see Triple G in the near future because I know the WBA is going to force the fight. And it will shut down the critic for Jacobs fighting Sergio Mora, which shouldn't have go down. I'm not even going to watch it. The only fight I'll probably watch is Kami and Robert Easter. But anything else, man, this fight I think should happen December. I think it might happen December because Rock is about to fight Charlo. The other Charlo is going to fight John David Jackson. You got Demetrius Andrade fighting Jack. There's nobody left for Lara to fight because he's fought everybody else. You know what I mean? But I think this is a good fight, man. A definitely good fight and a good step up to see a good style fight for Jacobs to see if he can beat this guy who's been one of the scariest guys in the division. And I don't know how come he's so scary if Canelo beat him.
I mean, if Jacobs can get Lara in the ring and get that W in better fashion than anybody, because nobody's ever looked good against Lara. So
nah, not at all.
But you're right. Looking at the middleweight landscape is funny right now because you got Danny Jacobs is the WBA regular champion. He really wants a legitimate title though, because his title is not. You know, everybody knows that's just like this title that WBA's got so many champions, and that Golovkin is the super. So he would love to get a shot. He would love to get a shot at Billy Joe Saunders and try to win a WBO, and get a legitimate title. But the truth is, Billy Joe doesn't want to risk anything because he's in talks with Canelo in a lifetime payday that'll change his life. So he's not trying to take any risk. He's not trying to take a risk versus Rosado or Monroe. He doesn't want to fight anybody that has a chance to beat him. So Billy Joe is just sitting back and waiting to see what Canelo and him and the date and what they can make happen. If that comes off the table, then Billy Joe frees up and him and Danny Jacobs make sense. Then you got Golovkin picking dudes out of nowhere right now. He's got slim pickings. He's picking up Kell Brook to come up. Maybe he'll get Chris Eubank next. But he knows that Canelo's not going to fight him next year. Canelo's not going to fight him until 2018. So he's got to be patient because he just wants the WBO belt. So whoever has that WBO belt, he might fight him. And Jacobs don't want to fight Golovkin. He don't. You know what I mean? He thinks, I think Golovkin will fight Danny Jacobs in Danny Jacobs' hometown for $1 million and give Danny Jacobs $1.5 million, but Danny Jacobs would accept that. Golovkin would take that fight in a second. But
or at least $2 million.
But so what makes sense for Jacobs is to fight Lara, to have Lara come up, the two big names on PBC, both with the same promoter, both with the same manager, and I think Jacobs can corner. I think Jacobs can do damage to Lara because he's a lot bigger and stronger than him. Lara might have some success slipping in, slipping out. It'll be a huge win if Jacobs can make a statement and beat Lara in better fashion than a Canelo did, and some of Lara's other tough fights against Angulo, and he could just kind of retire Lara, beat him up bad and retire him, because Lara isn't. He's on the downside. You know what I mean? He's been in the game a long time. Lara has. So he's been fighting not good competition. Give him to Danny Jacobs. Danny Jacobs, that's basically all Danny Jacobs has. Like, what else is he gonna do? Like I just said, the middleweight landscape. So
there's nobody like him, and Lara is in a situation like not that Jacobs can't get fights, because he can get the Triple G fight if he really wants it.
Yeah, if he really wants it and wants to take the money.
He's in a predicament that there's nobody else that's going to fight him besides Triple G. And if Lara really wants that Triple G fight, he will have to beat Jacobs, because the WBA now, they just want to have one champion. If you notice, they saying they just want to try to get one champion now. So they making the regular WBAs fight the super WBAs.
Well, I don't think I don't think Jacobs wants the Triple G fight until Triple G fights Canelo. So I think he's gonna sit back and relax and fight whoever, and just keep building his name. Because when Triple G fights Canelo, the winner of that, the only person they're gonna have left is Jacobs. So Jacobs can then get a big payday versus them. Until then, I mean, the only one right now I think he wants Billy Joe at middleweight. I don't even think he would want to take. I don't think he would want to fight Chris Eubank, because that wouldn't make sense to him. Even though that'd be an excellent fight.
Jacobs?
Yeah.
Well, Chris Eubank is Jacobs' AA mandatory fight.
Yeah, so it might not. That's a fight I don't think he wants, but I think that's a decent fight if he has to take it. But I think Eubank might want. I think Eubank's gonna take the Golovkin fight next. I think he just wants to see how Brook does, and then they're gonna say, okay, we'll fight Golovkin, and then Jacobs is gonna be left in the cold until the smoke clears, kind of, unless because he's not gonna fight Golovkin.
That's why, unless he fights Lara,
he needs to say, yeah. People are saying Lara fight Golovkin. Well, Jacobs needs to say, nah, let me fight Lara.
Because Lara been calling out Jacobs. You don't see Jacobs saying anything like, you know what I'm saying? So, you know what I'm saying? He should feel confident because he's the bigger guy.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He has defeated so many obstacles. You should think Jacobs will be like very arrogant and very vain and conceited and cocky, where he feels invincible. But he doesn't feel that way. You know what I'm saying? He's complaining why I'm having the Sergio Mora fight, but you shouldn't have taken it. You should have waited, buddy. You know what I'm saying? You should have fought Lara. But he said he's going to fight in December. Hopefully it's Lara. Who you think will win the fight?
I think Jacobs.
Because I'm not sure who will win that fight.
No, I think Jacobs. I think his physical ability, his physical, he would definitely have to cut out the ring a lot better than Canelo did. And who knows if he gets a decision. Look at Jacobs. How much money does he really generate? He doesn't even sell out at the Barclays. He did $8,700 at the Barclays versus Quillen, who's also from Brooklyn. So it's like, where would they put him and Lara? And then he wants to fight Lara, and he'd probably have to take less money to fight Lara. But he needs a name like Lara.
They both probably get $1 million for that fight.
Yeah, I mean, Jacobs, he got $1.5 million or something like that for Quillen. So
yeah, they both gonna get $1 million. But this will be a fight that nobody was shit on Jacobs anymore. You know what I mean? That was my problem before he fought Peter Quillen. He kept fighting guys where like, come on, dude, like it's time to stop this bullshit, man.
Yeah.
He had so many fights that was so bullshit, it was not even funny. And that's why he's so critical. That's why all these fans criticize him and these reporters, because you take fights you shouldn't have took. Now, I don't know your money situation, but damn, dog, like, all these other guys will wait, you know what I mean? Like,
I mean, he's,
you know what I mean? I don't know,
it.
but it has to be a money situation for you to take these, unless you just really don't believe in yourself.
Hold
you know
up.
what I mean?
Is he the main? He's not even the main event. He just beat Kid Chocolate, who everybody had number 2. That was the guy, like, everybody was like, oh, Kid Chocolate, Golovkin. Kid Chocolate, Golovkin. But, and Jacob sparks him. But now he's the undercard of the Kame fight, the Richard Kame Robert Easter fight?
Nah, he's the main event.
Oh, okay. At least I don't know why the fuck I heard that he was on. Look, we'll find out.
Somebody's pulling one on you, but yeah, he's the main event.
So,
but
look it. He's on. Regardless, bro. He went from main event and Barclay. I know something's going on right now with the logistics of shit in New York, with the insurance policies on these fighters, and they're not having fights in New York. That doesn't do Danny any favors either. He's going to fight in Reading, Pennsylvania, where against Sergio Mora again. So whatever. He's taking a backward step right now. If he beats him, he's going to call out Billy Joe again. He really wants the Billy Joe fight, but we just know Billy Joe is not going to fucking fight him because Billy Joe would rather get that money from Canelo. So he's got to accept that fact. Unless that shit gets ripped off the table to Billy Joe, you got to accept that fact and say, who the fuck do I have on the PBC side at 160? Nobody. But who do I have at 154? You have a guy that's been reigning at 154 who's getting a little older and slowing down in Lara. Go fight his ass and beat him and get that name under your, because who is that guy, Lara? All the fucking people that hate Golovkin been saying Lara fight Golovkin. Why does Golovkin not want to fight Lara? Why does Golovkin? If Jacobs can steal that W from people that think that Golovkin would knock out Lara to me, but if Jacobs can steal that shit and knock out Lara, boom. This motherfucker just took a big step up. It might not be financially, but he just took a big step up in boxing. So me personally, I'm thinking you're absolutely right. Fight Lara next. Then you're starting building momentum on this side, where it's like, all right, down the road now we can see Jacobs versus Golovkin, you know. So